1,000 welcomes to the beautiful city of Guangzhou. I'm Mark Fontes. We are here at WeChat World in Guangzhou, where everything and anything you see will be all WeChat all day. This is a day-long event here at this enormous center that we're at. I'm joined now by my colleague, Go Yunfei.
Hi.
Yunfei, what are you doing exactly?
I'm playing Jump Jump, the mini game on WeChat. Have you heard of it?
I have. I just started playing it not too long ago.
It's very, very popular among the youngsters and among all the users of WeChat. So do you want to play it?
I'd be glad to. I think I'll try my luck at it here. It reminds me a lot of the old video games from about 40 years ago on systems like the Atari and the first Nintendo. Very simple. You probably know how to play it if you're watching us, but you hold your finger down and jump your buddy, and I jumped way too far right there. You basically, we'll try it again. This should not require too long of a jump. That one I did, that's a little bit longer. You basically release when you want your friend to jump. That's a simple, and I landed right in the pit. You can tell I'm a novice. So this is one of the many things we're gonna...
just launched the mini game in January, I think. It's just another version of the mini program with a gaming purpose. So instead of downloading many apps on your iPhone like me, I downloaded almost 100 apps on my phone. So it's a tremendous pressure for me to remember all their locations and purposes. But now with mini program and mini games, all I have to do is to search the name of the game or app in my WeChat, so I can use them almost instantly.
Yeah,
right?
You know, with apps, one concern can be a storage space issue, especially if your phone is only 16 gigs, 24 gigs. You only have so much room to store things on there. But with the mini programs, courtesy of WeChat, those are just programs that are like add-ons onto the WeChat app that you probably already have on your phone. It saves space, that's for sure, and it makes things a lot easier.
And right now, while we are speaking, the founder and CEO of WeChat, Adam Zhang, is giving his speech in the conference hall right next to us. And today is the annual conference of WeChat. So they will release their latest strategy and products in the coming years, especially in 2018. So we can stick around, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. This one is another mini game called Battle of Tanks and 跳一跳, Jump Jump. And in that way, we can see some automated machines selling orange juice and cell phones.
We will have all of this and much more. It's going to be a great, exciting next hour for you, as you not only hear from WeChat's leader, we will also speak to some very internet-savvy people who have joined us here at WeChat World, and of course the many programs and other things will get you into that. This is just a preview of what you'll see. We're going to take you in just a moment over to a center where you will be introduced to some apps and services that you might not have even known existed on WeChat, but it really should be a great day all in all, shouldn't it?
So in China, if there is one app that can do everything, ranging from ordering food delivery to paying your mobile payment bills and paying everything, that should be WeChat.
Absolutely. Right? I mean, I can't think of any other app.
So my question for you, Mark, is there any other apps similar to WeChat in America?
In America, the Facebooks, Twitters, Snapchats, Instagrams, they've all sort of caught on, but nothing is as inclusive as WeChat. I mean, Facebook is probably the most inclusive, but most people don't use it to pay for things, and they can upload pictures, and I don't know about mini programs on some of the other platforms. WeChat is a very comprehensive app. That's why it's been so successful here in China, and really, in a lot of ways, functions like a monopoly. Yes, there is WhatsApp, and there's a couple of other things that are available in China, but nothing that is as productive and as comprehensive as WeChat is. We are going to open up some of this scheme for you and tell you about the comprehensive services. Our colleague, or he's not a colleague of mine, but he's definitely a knowledgeable professional here, Juan Li, is going to take us, hi, nice to see you here today. So tell me, I guess we're going to hear about some of the programs which really make life, oh, this way? Okay. This looks like it's a convenience store. Yes. What's the difference between it and some other convenience store?
This convenience store is actually it's a supermarket. It's different because it has no human being in service in the store. Everything is automatic, and when one shopper goes into the shop knows who is coming, and when he goes out, and the shop knows who is going out with what goods.
Wow. And so they call it a staffless store. I understand Guangzhou, there already is one. I've seen it from the outside. Haven't been in yet, but it's really, you just scan the code on the door, walk in, get what you need, and then pay for it as such.
And it's all automatic without no human being in service.
I'm sure a lot of people that like to work summer jobs at convenience stores and bodegas will probably be out of luck with no job should this really become the thing. But certainly convenient, you don't have to interact with a person really at all. I see a similar stop here. It looks like a pastry shop. Now, this is also staffless?
Yes. No human being service. No human is a very new feature of our new smart retail because it actually increases efficiency of all the retail sector and it brings convenience to our shoppers.
And there's no real objection to this because I know some people like their jobs in these kinds of places, but if this store really gets going, you really feel like this is the future, these staffless shops?
Yeah, this is the future, and all the humans will be relocated in some more valuable places on more valuable and complicated tasks.
Some jobs will disappear because of technology, but also a lot of more jobs will be created because of it. And this is an example of kind of that transition as we move people out of the shops and rely more on our devices. I had a chance to see this earlier. Those of you that like eating at places like McDonald's, KFC, but you want to order ahead of time and maybe have the food ready to go when you get there, tell me about this. What exactly does it do for the food?
For the food? This is where people dine in the restaurant. Traditionally, you have to wait, and you have to call for the waiter or waitress, and sometimes wait for a very long time. But with this automatic machine, you can just scan the QR code and order, and the kitchen will get your order and prepare the food in a very short time. So it just cut away the time of human communication, especially in peak time. For example, lunch hour, the efficiency of dining is very important. So in this way, people can get more effective, efficient, and smart lifestyle.
We live in a very quick microwave world almost, so this really helps speed things along. What's been the response to it? I'm sure people are thrilled by the fact that this is going to come into existence.
Yes, from the shopper side, they feel it's convenient because it saves time, and then from the vendor side, they think it just increases efficiency of their restaurant or shop.
In case you're just joining us, we are at WeChat World here in Guangzhou, showcasing all of the many offshoots, I want to call them, but also things that WeChat has that are already available. And would you say most people, because most Chinese are WeChat users, do you find that most users are using WeChat to the fullest of its possibilities, or are they only using it for a few things?
Actually, I don't. Though WeChat now has a lot of functions, but we don't think it's a simple assembly of functions. But we think it's an assembly of the deepest insider desire of different aspects of human nature, because different people use it for different purpose. For example, some only use it as a communication tool, which have with friends send a photo to get, sometimes only to take notice. And some use it to pay for goods online, and some to use it to offline to enjoy some service. For our team, officially, we think that the future of us is to really to explore more possibilities offline, because we do not want want everyone to transfer their daily life online, because that's not the true side of life. That's not real life. We really want to facilitate people to enjoy the real life offline.
As much as virtual reality will catch on, you do need some actual reality still to be here. And I also feel that, as you reach more users, some people just use WeChat for business, but it really needs to be user-friendly before it's anything else.
Yes, of course, because the foundation of WeChat's whole ecosystem is that it's a convenient, safe, and private communication tool. It attracts users first. When we have users, then we open the door to other possibilities. The brands and industry partners will join because they want to connect with the user.
Yeah. Now users, I know vending machines need users. Tell me about how does WeChat play into all of this?
Well, this is a vending machine still with no human service around it. It is located in some streets and some communities. People don't have to rush to a convenience store or a supermarket to get the food or to have some drink. It's just very convenient. But by simply scanning the QR code, the door or say the small window before the good will open, and people can just take out what he needs.
Yeah. No more need to carry around paper or paper money or coins. You know, all it is a simple scan. Your phone also, some people like not to have to use credit cards. There are some vending machines that will use PayPass and other credit card functions, but even your wallet or your credit card you might be without at times, but your phone you're not likely to be without. So having the phone means a WeChat scan gets you what you need.
Yes, exactly. And I think definitely WeChat is replacing the cash in China. No, we actually did a survey online, and based on our big data, a staggering of over 80% of people say they are very comfortable without carrying their wallets when they go around. So that is really the scenario, the phenomenon now in China, that the whole society is turning cashless. Not only cash which are replacing, but also some card. Here, by card, I don't mean the membership card of merchants, but some digital license of our daily life. For example, the driving license, and sometimes, and even in some places, the citizen ID is incorporated into WeChat. You go anywhere, just carry your phone with your WeChat. Of course, you have to have library on your phone.
Yeah.
Then you don't have to carry all those cards around all the time.
Right. It consolidates it all into one handheld device, which you use anyway to communicate with people. And moving away from cash is probably good, because you'd hate to think of anybody getting robbed at gunpoint or mugged. I mean, they take your wallet, you lose presumably some cash. They take your phone. Well, they might not be able to take your WeChat funds away, because that's all electronic.
Yes, and we see this phenomenon very interesting happen overseas, because a lot of people know that the Chinese outbound tourists has a huge buying power. So people outside, when they see Chinese, they just presume that you have a lot of cash, a large amount of cash carrying with you. So sometimes Chinese tourists become the target of thieves or robbers. But it's no longer the case, because outside China, when Chinese tourists go to travel abroad, they don't have to carry cash, because they can use WeChat Pay overseas in local vendors. They don't have to exchange for currencies, and they don't need any change.
That's great. I know Melbourne, Australia, one place that comes to my mind, because the highest percentage of that city's foreign tourists are from here in China, so definitely a place that could be well served by WeChat. I happen to just get back from a quick little trip to Macau. You see some WeChat availability there. You don't see a whole lot in Hong Kong, but I understand the foreign countries are catching on, and the progress will be largely, it'll be starting throughout the rest of Asia. That's how you're trying to grow the brand?
Yes, we have our business strategy step by step. The first step is the neighboring countries, because that is the highest concentration of outbound Chinese tourists. For example, Japan, Korea, Thailand. These are
Hi, this is Yunfei and I am back. And right next to me is Matthew Brandon, a very senior writer and speaker about WeChat. And he knows almost everything about WeChat. Hi, Matthew.
Hi, glad to be with you here
Tell
today.
us, what's this place?
So we're standing right now in WeStore.
Yeah.
WeStore is the official store, offline store for WeChat. This is one of like only 2 WeStores in the whole world.
Yeah, only 2 WeStore in the whole world.
Yeah, there's one here and there's one in Guangzhou in the head office down the road.
Let's have a look. The speaker here. 看一下这个. So, the emojis on WeChat, right?
Yeah, so these are emojis that were designed by the WeChat team themselves, and they're really, really popular on WeChat. So these are just the fridge stickers ones. I bought one of these before. My little daughter loves playing with these, actually.
I also want to have one of those. And this one is very interesting. Exactly same as the chatting box, right?
Yeah, again with the fridge magnets. You know, the Hongbao sign is so iconic in China, right? So everyone just sees that and they start laughing.
Also the badge on 3? Oh yeah. We have to see some books, right? Some notebooks.
Yeah, this is just notebooks, like pretty.
So, do you think
pretty standard.
WeChat is trying to copy the success of Line on selling the byproducts?
Yeah, that's interesting because for Line, you know, characters like this are so important.
Yeah.
They're a really core part of the business model for them. They make a lot of money selling stickers.
Yeah.
I think culturally in Japan, that's people like sending those cute stickers a lot more.
Yeah.
Whereas for WeChat, something like this is really just like a side thing. It's they don't make too much money selling merchandise, to be honest, WeChat. But they're starting to do it. And yeah, if you want a nice pillow, you can get a WeChat pillow now.
Yeah. It's very cute. A little doggy, right? And also we have the very famous and very symbolic red envelope.
Yeah, exactly. You got a nice. When you open this up, you got a blanket inside.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got one of these at home as well. This one's actually quite nice.
Yeah. So, do you think WeChat is going to launch more WeStore in China and all across the world?
Yeah, I wrote about this before. I think they probably will. Right now, actually, you know, this store's only open for today. It's like a flash store.
Yeah.
And then the one in Guangzhou is actually only open for Tencent employees.
Yeah.
I believe later on, there's a high chance they'll open them up. They actually work with Gap to produce some clothing as well before. So there's a range of WeChat clothing in Gap as well.
Yeah.
But they haven't done anything else to date.
So WeChat is now a very, very strong brand. Almost enjoy a monopoly status across the world, in China, right?
Yeah, for messaging, I think we could say that.
So,
no, actually, I mean, let's not forget about QQ. So, you know, Tencent has 2 messaging products, WeChat and QQ, and people, you know, outside China especially, people don't even know about QQ, but it's still important, especially for young people. They love using QQ.
So I know there is a famous saying that the strong can take what they can, and the weak must suffer what they must, right? So, in this case, WeChat has a very strong presence in China, very strong power. So how to keep them from doing the bad thing, like protecting our privacy, protecting our data,
right?
The bad ones.
Well, for protecting privacy and data, I think actually the good thing is that Tencent's business model is not aligned with making money from people's private data. The way they make money is through services, it's through payments, WeChat Pay. Right? So you can feel confident that actually they don't have too many incentives to actually, they have a lot of incentives actually to respect your privacy because they don't monetize in that respect.
We know we can see a lot of QR code here. It's the famous mini program. Just one scan and you can use all of those functions on your WeChat. So what's your interpretation of the mini program? What's WeChat's ambition behind all of those moves?
Yeah, so mini program is a big ambition actually, and it's evolving very, very fast. we can say mini program is kind of a halfway between an app and a web page.
Yeah.
So it's actually a new format for the Chinese internet. And,
I have to stop you here because we are entering a very, very interesting point, a very interesting area, the VR game zone of the WeChat.
Yes.
Let's see if we can have a try. And this one is the VR version of the Jump, just like I presented earlier.
Yeah, definitely. Jump has been extremely popular. Alan Zhang just a few minutes ago let us all know that 170 million people are playing Taoiao with Jump in China.
What's the number?
170 million.
170 million people are playing
1.71.
跳一跳. Okay. So, do you think we now, apparently they are not playing the 跳一跳 through WeChat, but through mini program? Do you think that's possible in the future that VR, AR, all of those can be possible on WeChat?
I think AR can definitely be possible. VR requires equipment, like heavy, like we see this guy wearing. So I don't see how that fits together with WeChat right now. But AR definitely possible.
You want to have a try? Okay.
Oh, I'd be terrible at it, I think.
Okay.
But you should have a go.
Okay, let me have a try. 我能试一下吗？谢谢。
OK，
试一下好。
哎，你先过来这边，我帮你戴一下。
Okay. Let me put on the helmet first.
Yeah.
Okay.
你要戴着眼镜吗？
戴着眼镜吧。
Do you take off your glasses?
I think you should try this. I cannot wear my glasses with this.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Fine. I'll give it a go.
Yeah.
I can see white. Okay, I can see something.
Tell me what you have seen.
It's a loading screen right now. Oh wow.
Put your hands up. Put your hands up in front of
Oh yeah, I can see my hands, my virtual hands.
There is a motorbike. You see?
There's a button here.
Yes.
Do I press
Come
the
up
button?
here. Come up here.
Right on this one.
Okay.
Careful.
Don't be afraid.
And there is the middle in the. There is a bottle in the middle.
Yep.
Could you see? And,
Yep.
And put this bottle. You can start a game. And catch this. Catch here. Catch. Be careful.
Okay.
And when you want
Okay.
to jump, you can push.
Okay,
this
so
button.
so I push the button to jump, huh? Okay. It's like a fairground ride. Yeah. It's exactly like a fairground ride.
So you're the one. Right
Yeah. Whoa. This is pretty cool. I missed that one.
You can jump. Right.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. God, I wish I could do this in WeChat.
Yeah.
Oh!
Maybe one day we can put helmet on and play all the games through the mini program on WeChat.
Oh wow. Can I lean in? Oh, can I lean out? No. Ah!
Okay. Well,
Here we go. Oh, I don't think I'm very good at this game.
okay. Is it fun?
Yeah.
You're a really good gamer right now, I think. Maybe better than Alan Zhang.
No, I don't think so. He's
Really good.
He's pretty good. He got like a top score of 6,000 in this game. That's
6,000.
that's unbelievable.
Oh my gosh. My highest score is around 96. You know?
Yeah, me too. It's about 100.
We can stop right now.
Okay.
This thing is to catch up.
But the game is
Wow.
102.
102. Great, fantastic. So, thank you very much. Yeah, we also say something very interesting. The parking lot, right? Let's see how it works.
Yeah, this is WeChat Pay linked together. This little thing with the cars, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So in China, you can have the system set up so it automatically recognizes your car license plate when you go into the parking lot, and then you link your license plate, your car ID to your WeChat ID. And then when you leave the parking lot, it just automatically takes it away from your WeChat Pay. Right? So you don't need to do anything. There's no staff here.
You know what? The first thing comes to my mind that it is dangerous where someone just take my money without my notice.
But they'd have to have your license plate, right?
Yeah.
So if they steal your license plate, then yeah, I guess they could.
Okay. Yeah. So I know that WeChat has caused tremendous changes to Chinese people's lives.
Yeah.
So what business opportunities have you seen in the mini program or mini game?
Oh, I think mini games is a real game changer for game developers in China, because it allows you to create a very light game which people can socially share, and you can monetize easily because it's in WeChat and everyone has WeChat Pay. So it's very possible to create small, light, addictive games like Tiao Tiao that people can play easily, quickly, and then if you can find a way to integrate payments into it, you can potentially make a lot of money, I think.
So it seems like WeChat is trying to play like an operation system, just like iOS. All of those functions of an operation system, like downloading apps and surfing on the internet and search and providing instant message services, all those functions can be found on WeChat. So, do you think Apple will tolerate this in the future?
Well, actually, Tencent and Apple, their relationship is very interesting. Because Tencent actually makes in the App Store makes more money than anybody for Apple. Because they're the world's biggest mobile gaming company, so they're incredibly important for Apple. And obviously Apple has all the high-end users that spend a lot of money on games like Honor of Kings for Tencent. So they have a very integrated relationship actually. The WeChat team will always tell you that mini programs is very different from apps, and that's actually true, because if you want a very deep, let's give an example of a game like Honor of Kings.
I know that Apple and WeChat or Tencent had some conflicts before about taking the shares of the bonuses or the red envelopes, right? So do you think that will happen in the future?
It's possible.
When it comes to the mini program, mini game.
It's possible. The tech giants in the world always have little fights and skirmishes about the different rules and stuff, and different interpretations on the rules. But actually, broadly speaking, the business models of Apple and Tencent don't conflict too much. So I think they do have a good relationship as well. At the higher management level.
Right now, Alan Zhang is speaking at the main conference hall. We have to hear what they have to say about the mini program and mini game and his predictions of China's internet development. So let's go to the main conference hall to see what they are saying.
And you could see some of the figures here. It's very interesting. Let's look at its city coverage. 50% of the users come from the third and fourth tier cities. It means that it is accessible and popular with users not only in the first and second tier cities, but also the third and fourth tier cities. With the mini program, our clients are able to cover most of their customers, and they are able to be very penetrative. And the online mini programs is totaled 580,000. So this is the number of online mini programs available now. In the early days, we were thought about establishing good rules. Therefore, the service providers could be connected with WeChat in a more effective way, and we are thinking of ways of helping them. Besides, we are also trying to optimize in the authentication process. Now we are able to finish the process within 1 day or even 2 hours, except a few special industries. It means that the clients are able to get listed or to get on the shelf within 2 hours or a day. I know that there are more than 1 million developers. This includes both the enterprise and the individuals. I know that many of them are very experienced. The dream of the developers is to develop a program that is able to run the programs. To realize this dream, it is very important to have quality developers, and we want to make it easier for the developers to develop the mini programs. And we are going to improve in these aspects. First of all, we'll make it more convenient and automated for the developers. We want to have a simulation environment in our back office. We try to improve our data and statistics system so that the developers are able to understand the status quo of their own mini programs. And thirdly, we want to set up a better connection between the developers and the back desk offices. And actually, a lot of our staff are on duty, and you are welcome to raise your questions. And fourthly, we want to lower the threshold of development for the developers. Apart from these 1 million developers, I want to share with you another figure. That is, we have 2,300 third-party platforms, which is really very encouraging for us because they play a very important role in the ecosystem. Since April last year, we began to support the entrust of the third-party platform. And we hope to enhance their capability because so that they could help to develop the mini programs. And we hope the function of them could be on par with the public, with the official account of WeChat. We see that the users, the developers, and the third-party partners have established a very good ecosystem for us. In a lot of scenarios, we work with our partners, developers, and so on to make a lot of explorations. And we have identified the industries which is very suitable for the mini programs. For instance, the restaurant, catering, the retail, the e-commercial platform, and so on.
On behalf of our team, I want to share with you our definition of a very good mini program. It is not about the quantity of the users. It's about how we can help the developers to address some problems, to improve efficiency, to provide very good experience. At the end of the day, we can help society with this development. First, I'll talk about the retailing scenario. Smart retailing is a hit word. Although we haven't tailor-made something for this industry, we have been doing some average and general things. For the retailing industry, it has very good, quick development. The customers have a higher requirement on this industry. They want to have better shopping experience. In the last few years, we have a lot of retailing partners in the mini programs. In terms of the membership marketing and social network innovation, we have had better markets. First is Yongfei supermarket model. In modern supermarket model, we can scan the QR code so that we can pay. You don't have to queue in a very long line. And if you don't want to go outside, well, you can use the meta program tasks to find out this Yonghui supermarket, and then you can have online shopping. And then Yonghui physical stores can deliver the products to your home. The other case is a 每一家 convenience store. It has a very direct measure with a very good carrier platform. It has a lot of coupons uploaded in the meta program where the users can find out the coupons to do some shopping. And then if you register as a member, then you can have a very good discount if you go shopping in 每一家's physical stores. This is a very highly efficient measure of shopping, and this kind of coupons can be actually used. And the other one is gift cards. This is a Family Mart. Gift card has some kind of social network characteristics. Family Mart is using this gift card to connect people emotionally. And this is a very good tool to do this marketing. And it can help the users to understand the concept, the vision of the Family Mart, so that their loyalty can be increased. The other thing is we are going to look at the growth point in our cooperative partners in different industries. We have already found out the e-commerce new users, and we are improving the loyalty of the old customers or the existing customers of the e-commerce. People are having this kind of habit of doing shopping with WeChat. What do I mean by finding new users? A lot of people have had very good experience with WeChat shopping, so they started to use this platform to do their shopping. And also, this platform can make multiple shopping with the existing customers groups.
And welcome back to WeChat World. I'm Mark Fontes of CGTN, rejoined by our esteemed friend and colleague Juan Li, who is one of the masterminds at WeChat, helping us understand a lot of these programs that many of you may not know about, especially those who just use WeChat for communicating, paying for things. WeChat at Work, I understand, is another great feature. I mean, there's plenty of chat groups for employers, coworkers, etc., but it's much more than that. Tell me about what we have here. WeChat at Work is really...
Actually, WeChat at Work is a separate app, different from the WeChat. Okay. So it's a WeChat for an individual enterprise. Every enterprise can have its own WeChat. It aims to separate work from life. So you no longer have to reply to your colleague or boss on the WeChat, because you will only deal with your work in the WeChat Work, and you deal with your life in WeChat Life. And it provides a lot of functions that increase the efficiency of working. For example, this one, the reimbursement system, you can spend a very short time to submit your invoice from a business travel. It really takes a very short time, sometimes just by 3 seconds you can finish it. But traditionally, you probably have to use 10 minutes or 20 minutes. And sometimes if you are lazy, you do it at the end of the year, you have to spend a whole day to just to deal with this reimbursement.
And it's no more saving and stapling receipts that prove you paid for this, prove that you need to be reimbursed. And
all the procedure is integrated into WeChat system.
That's great. I understand we've got some more features over here which are geared towards WeChat and WeChat at Work. Do you find also that people are catching on more with WeChat at Work because of the reimbursement system largely? I mean, there are the ways you can send red packets or transfers on regular WeChat, but the ability to just reimburse on a separate app is probably a nice thing for people.
Yeah, the importance is that you don't have to deal with work on WeChat. That's very important for the Chinese users because they are just tired of replying and getting the job notice on WeChat. Because everyone lives on WeChat. If the job is on WeChat, then it just blurs they do not how to separate work and life.
I'm certainly one that...
Yes, the burst boundaries.
Yeah, it's certainly a very agreeable thing. I mean, you don't see a lot of other social media apps gearing themselves toward work. I mean, there's plenty of coworkers and employers in other countries that use the Facebooks, the Twitters to communicate in the form of for work purposes, but in the case of WeChat at Work, it's meant to keep it all under one umbrella. Yeah,
exactly. And I think WeChat is an entrance to smart living. Some government public services are all integrated into WeChat. Here we can see some examples. For example, this is the local public service, public security service in Guangzhou. You can take a look at this code. If you scan this code, you'll find that this is a service for carrying a pet. You can register a pet and get some pet service from the public security department. And for this one, this is a hotline to the Guangzhou local government. You can make complaints, you can ask for help, and you can get some service and suggestions from the government. You can also make suggestions to the government on this mini program.
I know as a foreigner who has very recently moved to Guangzhou, you must register with the police. So this is something that I'm sure quite honestly will help expedite and simplify that process. We've also, as I understand, I'm trying to find it here. There is I see Canton Tower right in the middle of this code. What is this is the legal system, it looks like.
Yes,
what happens here?
The judicial system, which is not only about our daily life, but also it also have cooperation partnership with the judicial system. For example, the courts in Guangzhou, they have started to use WeChat to do their cases, especially for some cases that is not very controversial. When the judge and the lawyers, they are separated in different cities, traditionally you have to spend a lot of time to summon them and to do the hearing and to open the case. That was not very efficient. With WeChat, you can do everything maybe in 30 minutes, and instead of half a day to complete a task. And with the help of a technology of facial recognition, you can identify who is on the other side of the camera. So it guarantees the authenticity of all the people.
Yeah, the judicial system, especially when you've got a defendant, a defense attorney, a prosecutor, a judge, all in separate places, especially for misdemeanors, cases that are not that serious, where people don't need to be present in a courtroom, at least in the future they might not to be. This is certainly a system that will help expedite that process and get the law, get rulings and decisions made a lot sooner by not having to summon everyone.
I have to emphasize that is only for some cases that are not so controversial.
Exactly.
The aim is that when judges they can spend less time on those kind of cases, they can focus more on those really important and complicated cases.
That's great. I'd like to walk just across here. We've talked a lot about the judicial system, but I understand that since college students are such a huge crux of the WeChat audience, what we see here really helps make their lives a lot simpler.
Yeah, this shows the WeChat system on campus. The students in China, they have already abandoned their student ID card because everything is integrated into a WeChat system. They can check in to the class. Some students may not like it because it is convenient for teachers. It is less likely they can play truant easily. And as a library at the dining hall, the students can pay for their fees and foods without carrying cash with them.
And of course, as colleges get more and more WeChat savvy, you're going to see a lot more of these options there. I mean, on campuses, I know there are ways to pay for things with WeChat. There's also the medical, since we all need medical help. I mean, our healthcare issues are always going to be in everyone's lives. Now, this app, we're going to take just a second to walk over to it. You can see the nurse and the icon with the medical logo. This is really another big thing for...
This is a big thing for China, because in China the relationship between doctor and patient is really a problem, a societal problem in China, and this system helps a lot to decrease that problem. For example, with WeChat system, a patient or his or her family can make an appointment with a doctor and can pay for medication and even get the medical report, the check report on WeChat system. Traditionally, you have to wait, you have to queue a long time to get a appointment. But now everything we can do it at home before we even go to the hospital.
And see what times are available. I know in the US websites like ZocDoc, that helps, but to have an app, which is even simpler to use than a website, and a mini program, if that's available on WeChat as well for this, much simpler. You'll find available times in which to see your doctor or your specialist, and it'll be another convenient addition to life, if you will, because we all need medical care, and this is important.
And in China, traditionally, people usually spend like 3 hours in the hospital and see a doctor in 3 minutes, and that is not so efficient.
Exactly. In case you're just joining us, we are at WeChat World in the beautiful city of Guangzhou. Many of the apps and other programs we've shown you here today are sort of Guangzhou-centric. However, WeChat has such a reach across China, and it's gaining a reach across the rest of the world. There's ways to move around Chinese cities. Mass transit is very efficient in most of them. Now, I understand, we all know that Didi is one of those apps that is very largely connected to WeChat, helps you order a taxi, but with WeChat you can also get on board the bus, I understand.
Yeah, not only Didi. WeChat is an open platform. It provides the connections to all the offline services. Take this bus station, for example. When this code is posted everywhere on the bus station, the commuters, when they wait for the bus, they scan this code and they can get notice from the WeChat when will the next bus be coming.
And of course, it would behoove everyone out there who lives in a big city to utilize mass transit as best you can, because you not only minimize how many other cars and vehicles will be on the road, you also help reduce air pollution, which is a problem in cities like Beijing and some other big metropolises across China.
Yes.
So using this also, I'm sure there's indirectly an environmental focus that WeChat can help improve in that.
Yeah, and the whole purpose is to make your life even smarter, because you don't have to spend a lot of time waiting there and don't know when it is coming. You can wisely spend your time and know exactly what and when things will be coming.
Right, and we were saying it before, we won't have, smart users exactly will have a lot of their lives online, but the offline presence of life will always exist, as it should. That will always be part of people's lives, no matter how WeChat savvy they become.
Yes, and that is the focus of WeChat in 2018. We invest a lot offline.
That's great. Well, we hope that you've gotten a great deal of know-how and insight out of being part of this live stream here on CGTN's platforms, including CGTN.com. I'm Mark Fontes, joined again for the second time today by WeChat expert Wan Li, who has helped us better understand all the major aspects of our lives that can be bettered and more expedited, more user-friendly if we just get them on our WeChat apps. Again, look at the mini programs. There's a whole host of things. Play games like Jump Jump. That's definitely a good way to spend your spare time because it is so fun and so addicting. Might remind you of some older video games, but it's definitely something current. And we hope again that you've gotten a lot out of seeing it. This is WeChat World in Guangzhou. I'm Mark Fontes. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you again real soon.